Well, hello and welcome to a new stream. I'm your host at Sandwich. So, today we have a little bit of a change of pace. Instead of my normal game stream that I've been doing recently, I'm going to be working on a little bit of 3D CAD design. This came about spur of the moment, almost a little bit. So, I hope you guys enjoy it. Because this is more of a text stream, I have removed chat. For games, chat will be on. For text streams, chat will not. Well, thank you, VGreat, for confirming that I have not removed the chat box. Let's hide that one. There we go. And then, B, that the volume is good. I would like to thank the music today from Lofi Girl. I have linked the appropriate description in my banner, as they ask for when you use them during your content. Alright, so let's begin. As you can see in the middle here, I actually already have the beginnings of my, I'm creating a traffic light. The inspiration for this model, let's see, 4-way traffic light. Is going to be something close to this. So we have kind of 3 lights high, 4 sets on each side. It basically goes in the center of an intersection, hanging on a tough wire. There's going to be a base plate and then a top plate. Now this will be a huge build because I'm building it almost life-size. The upward rails that I'm going to use to joint all of it are going to be printed by my friend with a belt printer, who is also lending me a CR10, which I will use in order to print like the base plate and the top plate. A traffic light is typically either 3 to 3.5 feet tall, which is roughly, I believe 30 centimeters per foot. So, yeah, it's about 30 centimeters per foot, according to my little handy-dandy metal ruler here. It's not exact, but that can get us close enough. So we want it 3 feet high, which will approximately be 90 centimeters. I do everything in CAD drawings in metric, because metric is just better for sciences, to be fair. I'm using imperial to kind of vaguely describe it, because viewers will probably be American. However, I figure I'd just talk about the basic conversions. I'll leave spaces to insert RGB LEDs, but I'm making this for a friend of mine, so I may or may not actually put that together like that. So actually, can I... let's just name it traffic light. And then we are going to go ahead and delete that one. Yes. We might want, my friend might want traffic disco, sure, but we'll get to it. All right, so a couple of things. This is already going to be a very big print. The CR10 he's lending me just barely has enough space for this little base plate here. Obviously, it's not going to end up this much. We're going to refine this so that it's a little more hollow, a little more open. That way it's not so intimidating to try and print on a printer that's for loan. If it was like being printed on one of my two printers, I have two printers. I have they're both Ender 3s. One of them is named Flexo. It's been modified so that he can print TPU. And then the other one's named Bob, who currently doesn't work correctly because the print head, I think, is jammed. But I'll be trading his print head probably on stream for the spider print head so that he can print a little bit faster. And that should do well. Can I add music into the light? Wouldn't be too hard to do. Need some little electronic parts, maybe like a speaker and a light board. Maybe I'll design a PCB for it and get that printed. Call it my disco PCB. Alright, so I am going to be designing lots of things on this channel. The biggest being macro blocks, but we'll get to that when I start working on it. Alright, so first things first. Let's take our body here and make it a component. Now what this does is allows us to easily just have this thing as some sort of static reference. That way maybe I copy a body, or maybe I copy it and change it. That way I have one up top and one on bottom. It changes both of them because they're components. And they just reference the same body. It's a little bit better for editing and processing if you're using Fusion 360. So let's go ahead and rename these things. This will be end plates. And we'll also rename it here. This is just for ease of use. So this will be traffic light and plate. I like having things named correctly, because then when you export them, they automatically export with the right name. So V the Great asks, for the next few streams, even when I'm gaming, am I going to show my printer doing things? I will probably start streaming my printer printing. However, I have to have something to print. Right now I currently don't, although making this traffic light would be a very good use case for having something always printing, considering how long it's going to take. Alright, so we're going to be making these as individual bodies. That way they can be more easily printed. What we're going to want is we'll create a sketch right here. And on the sketch, we're going to create just some blocks. I think I estimated that I wanted this to be roughly... How big did I want this? Let's see. So this is 300, right? Yes. So this is 300. Let's go ahead and make the stands 400 or 100. Sorry, no. Maybe 50. Because we want them to be squares in the corner. And we'll make it 50 by 50. And they'll basically be the long standing supports. Your friend is definitely the benefactor for your content. Well, I will let them know. If I were you, I would thank them. Well, I think they were vaguely begrudging about me making this, which is part of the reason why it's so funny to make. However, I will let them know of your appreciation. So we're going to make this as a new body. And it's going to be a little less than the height that this thing needs to be. So we already said that this thing is going to be, if this is 300, it's probably going to be 900. But then you have the top and the bottoms. So let's just say it's 200 to start with. As the long legs, 200. No. 600, I mean. Yeah. That's more right-ish. And that should do. Alright. So with that, what we can now do is we can make a rectangular pattern using this. We're going to say that the axis is along, well, here is fine. We only need a 2 by 2, so let's set that up, 2 by 2. And the offset is going to be 210, and then another 210, obviously. And then distribution. Okay, let's just do it like that. Oh, I did that wrong. Hold on. I'm forgetting my own rules here. Let's rename this, and it's going to be upright joint. And then we're going to go ahead and I want to make you a component. So I like the components being, oh, where'd you go? I don't know what that was about. I guess I hit the wrong button. Traffic light upright joint. And now what we can do is we can go ahead and do the pattern using the component. That's going to be a little better. Yes, and we'll set it back to 2, 2. Distance is going to be 210. Or, well, negative 210. And then this distance is going to be 210. Alright. And that will go ahead and create them all as components. That way, if I edit one, it'll edit all of them. Alright. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and copy this end plate. And actually, we'll do a move copy. This will create a copy. We'll move in this axis. Specifically like this. We're copying a component. And we'll just set it right on top, just like that. we're displacing it by 630 because the lower plates are 30, and then the struts obviously are 600, which means we have to displace by 630. Alright, so this is the initial template of our traffic light here. The biggest point that we need to do now is we need to... V-Great asks, is this the entire length of the light podium? More or less. There might be a fixture up top, like a little cone shape, that gets placed on top of this. But this should more or less be the entire length. So, let's go ahead and create a new sketch. It's going to be here. And, let's see. I know that I can move the plane. Let me undo this. Create sketch. Sketch. I want to adjust the axis that my drawing is on. But I don't seem to know how to do that. Modify. Change the parameters. Well, alright, I'll do this in a dumb way then. Oops. So, what we really want is we know this length here, as it's, 260. We know the length here, 600. So let's bring up our calculator. (600) divided by 4 equals about 150. Or actually, that's wrong. We want 600 divided by 3, which is 200. But just for edification. So we'll have 200 by 200 plates. They'll actually be 260, because they'll be a little bit wider, but that'll be okay. So let's create a planar sketch. Yeah, I'd really like to know how to position what plane or what offset my plane will be at, but I guess I'll think of that later. I thought I used to know, but I'm forgetting right now. So let's put in the parameters. This is 260. And then after 260, we said 200. We'll make it 190 for tolerance sake. No. We're gonna go 200. Yeah. So that'll give us this box right here, essentially. And then what we want to do is we want to extrude a hole in this box, which means we need to find the center point. You can do that simply by drawing an X across the box. Is this the best way to do things? It's the way I do things. And we probably want this to be, this is 200 a 140 diameter to the hole is probably good. This is all guesstimation because I'm not doing this super exactly, but for the most part it should work out. And we're going to make a new body. Do you want to make the top plate and the bottom base plate to be slightly wider than the body? Yes and no. I'll probably keep them how they are. If anything, I would just move where these uprights are. Mostly for the fact that it would be hard to print any bigger. But I can always, what I can do is I can add the ability to put like trim here and stuff. That way if my friend wanted to like decorate the light or anything like that, they would have the ability to. Let's go ahead and make this base plate. Whoa, 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 whoa. New body, please. Let's not get overzealous with that. Basically what happened is it tried to join to the leg that I'm drawing on, and it immediately replicated to all the other legs because they're components. Alright, let's go ahead and make this very similar to that. Cool. Alright. Correct. So I'm going to probably cut out holes in all of these locations, and then it'll all be just assembled together afterwards. So let's go ahead and make another drawing. How do I want to do this? Probably. I'm being asked if I'm going to print the roof thing for each light. It's actually going to be part of the little build plate here. So I'm trying to think of how I'm going to draw this. So I have a couple of options here, and I think I'm gonna do it in 3 steps. So first what we're going to do is we're gonna go to the center of this circle and find the intersection point with both edges. And then from the edges, in order for this thing to be stable, it probably needs to be 10 millimeter and another 10 millimeter. But then what we're going to do is we're actually going to go up and another 10 millimeter up here, actually. 10 millimeter is we're gonna try and make a rectangle, because that way we can pull out the rectangle itself and then slice across. And I think that'll be a cool way of doing it. Let's look at a reference here. So for them, the hood almost actually encompasses most of it. I guess we can do that. It wouldn't be too hard. It has to be slightly thicker because it's made out of PLA. That's not so terrible. So once again, oops, I want my rectangle. And we'll go here. And we're just gonna go ahead and extrude this. So let's say that we want this out to, 100's good. Some of this is artist's freedom at this point. And we're gonna make another sketch right here. So we want this thing to kind of slope inwards. So what we're gonna do is we are going to just draw kind of the curvature. So we'll create something like this, and then we'll spleen the line. We probably want to give it 10, and then spleen to about here. Probably to this intersection. I don't quite like that. Let's go ahead and spleen it. Maybe something more like here. And then we'll create it tangentially along this curve. And we'll kind of give it a little bit more wiggle by doing that. We'll just enter there. That way it creates the spleen. All right, let's vaguely see what this looks like. I don't quite like that little indent right there. Let's change the spleen a little bit. We want it to be kind of smooth going through. Can be snap lock to here. And then that wasn't right. I did a line instead of a spleen. Something more like this. Yeah. And then down this way, and then enter. Yeah, I like that better. Then let's take a look at our handiwork. I'm all right with that. But let's, before we do that, let's go ahead and make sure that we mark this as the edge. That way we don't cut into the block. Alright. There. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I like that. So, but we don't really want it to look so boxy, do we? No. So let's make it a circle. So once again, we're going to draw our X to get our center point. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go right to our little edge lines that we created here the first time. And we're going to go ahead and make one a little bit bigger. That way it incorporates everything that we're trying to do here. And we're just gonna select basically everything. Yep. Whoops. Nope. Come on. No. Okay. Let me... Where are you? You are body 3. Let me just do this right quick, because this will be so much easier to select. And I'm going to go ahead and select it like this. And then I will turn back on body 3. That way we can see this. And this is a cut action. And we're just going to cut around like this. There we go. It's a nice little hood piece, if I do say so myself. Yeah, I like it. All right. So what we can do now is we can rename this, and it's going to be Light Hood. And we are going to create a component. And we're going to rename the component to Traffic Light Hood. And then we're going to go ahead and make a linear pattern of this. Make a rectangular pattern. The axis selected will be this axis. And we want 3 here, but we only want 1 here. We're just going to pull them straight down till they fit. And boom. So, from here what we can do is we can select all of these, and now we'll create a circular pattern. And we're gonna select this as our axis. Nope. That's not what I wanted. Axis. Cancel that. We'll select this as our axis. Yeah. And we'll do 4. And there you go. And we're almost done with the initial steps at this point. Next will just be refinement. And then screw holes and all sorts of likes. And then also we're going to go ahead and make inserts for the lights themselves, because I think that would be neat. Let's go ahead and make another block. And was it a triangle top or was it a cone top? Kind of like a cone triangle type deal. What's the best way to do this? Should we sculpt a block? Or... oh, I know how we're gonna do this. So, we'll start here. We want this to be, oh, maybe 150 tall. It's going to be a new body, because as you can see, it's trying to add it down here too. And we'll leave it like that. Now, we're going to get real saucy with it. And we'll add some fillets. Right. And then the radius is going to be variable. And I want setback. Does that look how I want it to? No. Not quite. Because I want it to dip in, not out. It is a big boxy up top. But soon it's going to be a big triangle-y. It just doesn't know it yet. Well, I guess we could draw it. It wouldn't be too hard. I was trying to cheat the system. And then what we'll do is we'll just spleen it, essentially. Not quite like that. So we want it along this same line, I think. Yeah, because it needs to be more of this type of shape. So actually, we don't need these giant circles. So we need to create a pyramid. But it needs to more dip in this way. And what we'll need is to create a radius from the center point of this line. So we want to go out at 135 degrees. And then we'll go out by, 220. And then we'll just slightly go in here. Why is that not quite correct? Ah, because it's tangential off of here. Let's get rid of that. I want it to be perpendicular to this line, which is like that, 220 at a right angle, because then the intersect should be perfect. Yep. Oops. And the intersect like that. What we can do is, where did you come from, little line? I don't need you right now. Go back in your box. All right. And we're just gonna go ahead and mirror this guy right across this line here. And then all we're gonna do is we're going to say cut these parts. Something like that. Now, we want to do the same thing on the other side, which is vaguely unfortunate. However, what we can do is we can remember the basics. So it's a center point line at 150 millimeters and two circles built off the tangent of the triangle. Hold on, let me write this down. Notepad. New. As you can see, I vaguely kind of do this kind of thing often, especially when coding. So, we have this line, which is 150, center line 150. We have the tangential line over at 220. And that should be all we need to replicate this. Yeah. Oops. So let's click this surface and make our sketch here. Now it's going to be a little bit different. Now we have a center line, and it's 150. Then we make our little triangle. And then from here, we have our tangential line. And we're looking for that right angle right there. It's 220. Perfect. And then from there, we should just be able to mount a circle. And then we're going to mirror you right across this guy. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and extrude right in here. There we go. Easy peasy. Indeed it is. It's not going to come out this pointy in terms of PLA, but I might even sand it down at the very end. Yeah, it might make Sleeping... V the Great says, it's like the needle that puts Sleeping Beauty to eternal sleep. Suppose it is. I mean... I guess I could just chop it a little bit. Okay. We'll chop it a little bit. So it should be 150 high, which means we're going to want to bring it down Listen, what do you think about curving the top outward a bit? What do you mean by that? And we'll just kind of chop it. There's a terrible little box. Well, what I'm actually planning on doing is I'll leave this here and then I'll put a hole through it. That way, what'll end up happening is we can put like a ring on it or something and it can be hung by the ring. I think that'll be a good design. And then, what do we want to make now? Oh, let's name this. Rename. Crown. traffic light crane. All right, now, the biggest part of the problem that we face now is that all of these are way too rigid. So what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna run around all this stuff off that's facing the surface. And we'll probably wanna do this by a fillet. Let's see what that looks like. How rounded do we want to make this? Oh, that's gonna bother me. Why are you doing that? No other corner is. I don't know, but it bothers me. Okay, well, all right, well, this is getting confusing. Hold on. I want you to hide. That'll make that easier. And we'll click you. We'll click you. Maybe I clicked the wrong corner before. Now it's doing it evenly. Okay. That was gonna bother me so much. So it can't do it at 20. All right. So do we want slightly more boxy or slightly more rounded? What do you think? Because I can choose between a 5mm fillet or a 10mm fillet. Which one looks better on this light? I'm leaning towards the 10mm, to be honest. Alternatively, we could round the edges first. Maybe at 25. And then we could fillet it. What makes it harder to print? Aesthetically, rounded always looks nice. In terms of printing it, would that make it hard to print? Actually, no. It makes it better to print because you're reducing the amount of material that you're using, and there's something called stress lines in PLA. So when you have to do too hard of a turn when you're printing in PLA, it creates something called a stress line, which comes from extruding things in difficult ways. Rounding it actually creates less stress lines when you're printing, so the print becomes slightly stronger, so to speak. The only way to truly get rid of stress lines is like annealing it, but we're not going to do that here. There. I think that looks good. Yeah. All right, and let's go ahead and round the edges of this just a little bit. Just a teeny touch. We're gonna go maybe 5. No, we can't go 5. 2, 1. All right. Let's start here. 1. You're having issues with the geometry. Okay. Well, we might not be able to round this too much. Can we go 0.5 here? No. Yeah, I guess it's not going to be able to round the curved line. But I guess that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm alright with that. Worst comes to worst, just sand it a little. Be the Great asks, what filament color is it going to be? It's going to be yellow, because this is a yellow traffic light. In fact, what we can do is... hold on. Where's the one that's hidden? Come back here. We can go to physical material. And we can say that it's made out of plastic. And we can pick a nice, well, pick like a nice yellow. Will this do what I think it does? Yeah, it will. Which is kind of funny. So let's just color it up. It'll be a brighter yellow than this, but it'll be something like this. Maybe something like that. All right. Let's get all the hoods and hide them. Yep. Just close this. I just hide all these? Yeah, there we go. All right, now let's get a little bit better about things. Let's round some more edges. Ooh, now that's a novel idea. Traffic light storage cabinet. I like where your brain is thinking. Might do that. And then let's see, 5. What does 10 look like? Go. Let's go ahead and hide the crown right quick. And create a new drawing here. That just kind of does this type of thing. And then let's go solid, extrude. And we're just going to select everything that's not this top bit. And then we're going to get the crown back, and we're going to cut this way. The way we cut off the sharp edges from the crown. And let's go ahead and raise the crown a little bit. Oops. Let's go ahead and raise the crown a little bit. Maybe by 10, yeah. And let's go ahead and extrude here by 10. Oh, well, actually, let's raise it by another 10. That way we don't accidentally fuse it. 10. That way we just have a nice little top on it, you know? And then let's lower it by another 10. All right. That's pretty nice right there. I can dig it. Then, what do we want to do? I wonder, can I just fill it like this? Funny enough, yes. Tempting. Very, very tempting. Can I just fill it that? No. I have to fill it the whole thing. Rapscallion. Okay. Well, let's design one more thing. And then we can put an end to this stream for the night. And I'll probably go ahead and publish this video to YouTube for anyone that might want to watch. So let's go ahead and turn off everything except, whoa. Oh, wow. Sounds like I had a quick power outage. Luckily my computer is on a pretty serious battery backup. So that won't affect me too much. Oh, my poor TV. Well, I have done a lot since my very first stream in order to make sure that my computer won't crash. It's either screws or glue. Haven't figured that out yet. I might put these lights on hinges, that way it can be opened like a little box. So it can be a little storage cubby. I don't know, I'll have to think about that. So let's go ahead and just make well, something like this. All right. Yeah. This is a problem. So, what we really want is we want like a little globe that can be put here, just in case there is no light, or even if there is a light, something that we could put the light inside of to give it color, maybe some transparent PLA. I do have some of that. So what we would want to do for this is I got an idea. V Great says, or no PLA at all. What do you mean by that? Let's just go with 90. And then what do we want to do down here? 80. Something like this. And so we would go 90, 80, and then we would extract a little plate here. I guess there's no reason not to just go ahead and cut the curves right now. We could just fillet it. Sure, 40's fine. That's good. We could trim this little edge. And then we could pop this and this and this. Maybe. But I'll at least make the placeholders and decide that. Not tonight. So what we can do in order to make this happen is we can put a drawing surface on here. Actually, is what we really need to do, and this is going to look super strange for a second, is we need to fill in this hole only halfway. And this is kind of temporary. Sort of, kind of, sort of, sure. Where is the center point? There we go. And then we'll just extrude here. Something like this. Whoops. There we go. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a sketch here. And we're gonna basically make a circle exactly like this. And we're gonna revolve it, only this half, along not that axis. No. Let's see. Semicircle. We want to revolve it around. Okay, start from the beginning. Cancel. Just cancel. We want to revolve this around. Let's draw an axis, that way it stops being silly. There we go. We want to revolve this around this axis. Okay. Now you're just being annoying. I want to revolve this. Yes. And then around this axis. Let me do it. There you go. Actually, I just got a really cool idea. Where's my sketch? Let's go ahead and draw this. Yeah, 10. V the Great says, glue won't keep the model intact for a long time. Seems like small screws in a few places would keep the whole structure a lot better. Depends what kind of glue you use. Honestly, if you use construction glue, it'll stay forever. If you use basic normal glue, of course not. If, yeah, it really just depends. Because of the way it's built, it wouldn't be too hard to glue it. But yeah, screws will probably work pretty well. And that way, if it ever needs to be disassembled, it can for edits or whatever. Axis. There we go. operation join. Nice. And then what we're gonna do is we can go ahead and give this just a little bit of a fillet. Little baby fillet of like 5. Why aren't you doing it? This fillet. Go. Why won't you do it? Okay, whatever. I'll do it a different way, since we're just being dumb all night long. Well, we're gonna get eyes wide open very soon here. Let's go ahead and create a line like this, a little circle radius like this, and then let's do another revolve. This time the operation is going to be to cut. The axis is here. Cool. Create sketch. Actually. Yeah. What is the radius on this thing? 60. Okay. So 60. Yup. And then what I'm going to want to do is just draw this little line here. Perfect. Now I'm going to revolve this bit right around this axis. It's going to be join. Perfect. Nice little round area. What we can do is we can just move this whole bit back so it meets up with its friend. Oops, I don't want to rotate. Here we go. And well, yeah, of course it's a nice fit. I created it. Probably not quite as nice, especially because shortcuts are going to have to be taken. Just in order to make it reasonable to print. Paint. Glossy. Let's give it a green paint. So let's turn everything back on. And then show. All right. Go rename bulb. We're going to create component. We're going to rename the component traffic light bulb. And second verse, same as the first. What we're going to do is we're going to create a linear pattern. I guess the axis is this thing. That should be about right. And then we just want one. And object type components. What? Hold on. I want to create a pattern. And then I want to select this axis. I want quantity of 1. I want you to go down here. There you go. My friend is something of an optimistic person, so all green lights in their life seems very fitting. Although, in reality, I would probably print all the colors. All right. And there we go. We have a massive traffic light. This thing is in fact enormous. Just saying here. Like, largely enormous. It's not quite as big as I wanted it to be quite honest. I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger, but this is okay. I wonder if I can paint the individual ones, or if painting another one. So for example, what if I wanted to paint a red one? Yeah, I would paint all of them. This is kind of fun. And it's because I made them all the same component. Alright. Well, for my next tech stream, I'm probably going to try and add 3D printers printing things. I got quite a backlog of things I want to print. I need to print my Swallow car here. I have this weird TPU tentacle thing I need to print for a different friend. And obviously the traffic light I just created, which I should probably save, considering all the work I'm going to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I hope you'll be back. Thank you.